welcome to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're still covering the Hesco Zombie Invitational 3-gun of 2020, and we're on what they call Stage 1. Now this stage was super interesting and really fun. So what you had was two cars parked side by side, I mean practically touching. You got in what was the left-hand car, and out the driver's side door you had a spinning, let's try that in English, a spinning plate rack that had 8 targets you had to hit. As like any plate rack like that, as soon as you hit number 1, it starts to move. If you cleaned it fast enough, it didn't move very much. It was kind of a slow-moving spinner, which was nice. As soon as you completed clearing the rack, you made your pistol safe, and they were very adamant about that. If you had manual safety, you had to put that safety on. If you had a Glock-style pistol, striker fired without a manual safety, you had to clear the pistol. And you abandoned it in a box they had bolted right to the door. And then you crawled to the car, but you had your pack with you, so you had to take it to the next car with you, and that was an interesting challenge. Once you got into the secondary car, your rifle was staged there, and you had 3 paper targets in front of you, 2 to the body, 1 to the head, and then you had a series of steel targets at the end of the bay. Now there were 2 types. There was the square one, you just had to ring it twice, and then they had the IPSTIC tile target with a hole in the middle that had a plate that moved out. You had to hit and move that plate, 1 shot, or however many shots it took you to do it. And your final one was a steel disc like this, but at the angle aiming through the car, you could only see it through another car that had been windows busted out of it that was about 40 yards ahead of you. And you had to kind of angle through it and tag it that way. Difficult shot, but very fun. So go ahead, take a look at my run, and then we'll talk about how things went on the other side.
Hey, boy! Of course. Oh no.
Okay, that was a blast. It was a very, very fun stage. So I was happy with how the pistol went, not really any really wasted shots there. Got the pistol cleaned nice and quick. Got through the car fairly decently, which I'd encountered this setup before at Finnish Brutality back in 2019, so when I saw the setup I was pretty confident I could do this. I got over into the second car, engaged the first target, 2 to the body, 1 to the head, and then as I engaged the second one, a malfunction, and a pretty serious malfunction. I basically had a case stuck in the chamber. So what I did, when the bolt wasn't going home, got the magazine out of there, just kept racking. That wasn't happening. And then I decided that I was going to pound it out. So I collapsed my stock and just started pounding against the center console of the vehicle. Once I got that round out, my mind again went into hyperdrive. I had just had a malfunction 2 stages before. If you check out the Meadow stage, you can see what I'm talking about. And I knew like I had to start getting my hits. And I got the rifle back up, re-engaged the targets. Turns out a couple of those were misses for me because I didn't get the headshot just right. Just snuck in right below the neck, not quite high enough to break the line. And then I started to engage the steel. It was a challenge, but I worked through it because I'd collapsed my stock so I could pound that round out and not damage the rifle, and forgot to re-extend it. So I'm basically just freehanding the rifle. Luckily, it's an AR, recoil's low. Luckily, I had a red dot mounted, which is very forgiving. This is the type of situation where red dot really does come into its own. The stage was fun. It was super fun. It was one of those that if they told you you had to do it again, you'd be like, yeah! And maybe you do have to do it again. Stay tuned. We're hoping you're enjoying this coverage of the Hesco Zombie 3-Gun Invitational. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in tomorrow for even more videos.